Hey guys, I just wanted to show you the route that I've been using to farm bandits while I've been in Vadda. So we're going to into the tavern and pick up the bandit task from the soldier. Vadda is a pretty quiet town from the few days I've been here anyway. There's not a lot of voice chat in public. I think everybody's in a guild and they're probably in Discord, but this place is run by Bad Company. They control most of the region around Vadda, and Vadda's kind of their territory. So I'm just going to show my gear. I'm using arthropod carapace, which is a step up from what I normally use. I usually use like bone tissue or malarium. These bandit camps are a little bit harder than the ones that I'm used to, and I really like the way the arthropod carapace looks, so I brought a bunch of it with me and had somebody craft it here for me. So we're going to take the back entrance out of Vadda, and I used a marker on the compass to get to the first camp. I get lost in these woods a lot, and if it wasn't for the marker, I'd probably get lost finding this first camp. But none of the bandits have spawned here, so I decided to farm some wood. And there they are. Now these bandits are pretty easy. They're the easy ones. You just pull one at a time. No big deal. It's the following bandit camps that are difficult. So somebody shows up to my left and steals like 2 bandit kills, so no big deal. You want to make your way northwest north after that first bandit camp to get to the second one. There is a red player here. I get a little bit freaked out and I run away. But I do end up taking some damage from the caster. Luckily, these guys were nice enough to let me farm this bandit camp. I decided to take the risk and not run away. They could have killed me if they wanted to, but I talked to them and they said as long as I'm not from Bandit Company, I think they refer to Bandit Company as creatures, then I'm okay. So that was pretty nice of them to leave me alone. And I believe there's 2 veteran bandits in here. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but this is veteran bandit I'm fighting right now. This next part on this hill, you want to be careful because you can pull 4 or 5 at the same time. I have pulled 4 or 5 at the same time up here, but I only pulled 2 this time, which I can take care of pretty easily. And this camp is pretty much done. I don't stick around check the barrels or anything because of those red players, but after you're done, you want to hug this mountain to the right to get to the next bandit camp. Stay off the main road. Now this next bandit camp, I ended up getting almost ganked. Somebody tried to gank me, which I'm not going to show because the fight is super boring, but this next bandit camp has a alchemist bowman, and you want to use the back door to pull the least amount of bandits as possible. If you try to pull them from the front, you will pull like 5 or 6, including the veteran bandit, and it's a lot harder to deal with them when there's that many. So just get on your mount. I was told by the locals to stay on the mount and just pull one at a time through the back door, and you should be okay. I do end up fighting the alchemist bowman here. I know I can trade with him pretty well, and I end up killing him. After this, somebody shows up and tries to gank me, and I'm going to cut the video because he ends up killing my horse, and the fight is boring. But after that bandit camp, you want to head north in between the hill to the left and the hill to the right. There's actually a dungeon to the right that's pretty popular that people go to for PvP and stuff. I haven't been in there yet, and I'm probably not going to go in there because I don't want to die. This next bandit camp is easier than the last one, in my opinion. We're going to use the same strategy, just go through the back door and pull one at a time. I do get ganked here, and I'm going to show the footage of me getting ganked. I make pretty big errors that could have been prevented me from getting ganked. But these bandits are a lot harder than the green ones, the orcs. They're more heavily armored. So you just pull one at a time, you get on your horse, run back. Takes a while, but it's a lot safer than pulling all of them at the same time. Now, here's where I make a mistake. I see a group of players, and I figured they're not bothering me, so I'm not worried about it. But I'm pretty sure they let their boys know that I was here, and or they circled around and decided to come and kill me. But whatever the case may be, they've killed my horse, and I'm so unaware at this point of what's happening that I honestly think that my horse got bugged and just died. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? My horse is bugged. I can't believe this is happening right now while I'm recording. And lo and behold, somebody shows up around the corner, and immediately I know that they killed my horse. So I take aim. Now, I saw somebody on a mount pass by. I think there was 2 people on that mount. This guy, I know I'm pretty much dead meat, but I don't want to go down without a fight. This guy ends up getting too close to the bandits after I run back into the camp, and he takes big boy damage from the caster, so he runs away. I make a few errors here and miss with my longbow a few times. He's at like half health, which is pretty nice to see. And right here is when I know it's pretty much dead. I'm pretty much dead because that longbow shot did basically no damage to him. They're sicking their bears on me. He's being healed, and it's game over for me right here. So we're back at the Bandit Camp. I respawned, re-equipped, and we're back at the Bandit Camp I just died at. After that Bandit Camp's done, you want to head west. If you look at the map and you find out where these Bandit Camps are on the map, we're basically doing a triangle. And you can rotate around these Bandit Camps and kill all the bandits and then rotate to the next one and continue to do that if you feel like it's safe. But you risk losing everything, which sucks when it happens, but I have rotated around these Bandit Camps and farmed them for Clade. This next Bandit Camp is somewhat easy. You end up having to pull 3 of the harder bandits. Try to get as much range damage in so they pull back and bandage so you can get even more range damage in. I popped my skill here to reduce damage taken, which was a mistake. I like to save it for the veteran bandits. But I end up getting lucky here. And when I pull the veteran bandit, only one of them comes after me. Now, this is the first time this has happened to me. Usually when I pull one veteran bandit, they both come charging. And I think it's because that the other veteran bandit had his back turned to the veteran bandit that I tried pulling. So I can handle one at a time, which I'm pretty thrilled about. He ends up dropping a key to the chest down here. And I pick up some gems. After that Bandit Camp, you want to head southeast-south, right in between this fortress to the right and this hill to the left, and just keep going straight, and you should run into the next Bandit Camp, or not the next, but the Bandit Camp with the Alchemist Bowman. For reference, this is the Bandit Camp that I cut the video when it was dark. Now, when you're farming these Bandit Camps, be aware of players. This region is heavily patrolled, and it's a horse archer's paradise. Now, I don't really have a problem with horse archers when it's 1v1, but usually they're not alone. I have a big tower shield, and I could just block the arrows, and they really can't do much to me. Plus, I have a longbow, and I could just kill their horse or damage their horse to the point where they're running away, which I did when somebody tried to gank me at the 3rd Bandit Camp where the Alchemist Bowman was, where I had to cut the video. He ended up aborting the mission because I was doing too much damage to his horse and he couldn't get past my tower shield. So we're just making our way back to Vadda. We're going to use the front entrance so you guys can see where the soldier is in relation to the front of the town. And there you go, guys. So that's pretty much it for this segment. Now, this next part of the video, I get ganked. I'm actually at the 3rd Bandit Camp where the Alchemist Bowman is, and I was farming some wood up on that hill, and I decided to come down and check to see if they spawned or not, because they weren't spawned when I first came here, and I get killed by, or my horse gets killed by a horse archer. I got a large tower shield, and I'm pretty safe behind this tower shield, so I'm not really worried at this point, because I just think it's one of them, one horse archer. I pull out my bow. He's not really doing much damage to me, and I try to get in some hits on his horse to knock him off his horse so we can start the melee engagement. Doing pretty good damage here with my longbow on his horse. However, he ends up taking up too much damage and decides to abort mission. And I'm pretty thrilled about that at the time. Now he ends up coming back with his boys, and I end up hitting the record button.
There's somebody ganking me, dude. Watch out.
I try to tell this guy that somebody's ganking me, but I think he's part of the group that's trying to kill me, because he gets off his bear and sicks his bear on me and charges up a melee attack. They say some, I don't know what they said there, but I'm pretty much dead at this point. There's just too many of them. But I don't want to go down without a fight, so I try my best here, but some people can handle this situation, but I can't. I'm just too inexperienced right now in PvP. But that's pretty much the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and be safe out there.